A double production cruiser railgun rush is a very aggressive build for Gaussian that tends to lead to micro-based all-ins. It has brought success in top-level tournament play, but is generally not seen as a strong default build. It suits players well who have exceptional micro, and it doesn't require a huge amount of mind gaming to succeed. It is more difficult to execute versus Coalition or Soban. When playing against Gaussian, the focus is on the sand skimmers. Retire your starting base runner, making sure to fire a scanner to get vision of the map. I recommend quick dropping here to get an even 600 CUs to make your first production cruiser immediately when the base runner retirement finishes. Now, queue up a salvager to mine RUs from your production cruiser, just one, then save up for sand skimmer fabrication. Once sand skimmer fabrication is started, you can queue up another RU salvager from the production cruiser. Here I had to quick drop to get mine, that's not always necessary. If you timed things properly, the second salvager, sand skimmer fabrication, and the second production cruiser should all finish at about the same time. Now you want to immediately begin producing sand skimmers from the production cruiser. Remember, the number one priority here is to win the sand skimmer fight with your opponent so that you can clear up the field for the railguns. If your opponent is making sand skimmers, you'll need to get fleet capacity 45 so that you can win that sand skimmer fight. When you get to your opponent's base, deny his second base mining. Apply micro, get railgun fabrication when convenient, and press on to victory. Some opponents are pretty slippery and they'll fight back a lot, but if you use your second base mining, which you should be denying from your opponent, you should have a pretty good chance of winning from this state. When playing against coalition opponents, your focus should be on the railguns, and getting as fast of a railgun timing as possible. Put all 4 salvagers onto CUs just as before, and do the same quick drop. Only this time, queue 2 salvagers from your carrier and your production cruiser onto RUs right at the beginning. When these 2 salvagers are finished, you should have enough CUs to make a second production cruiser. Send your PC to the second wreck and start making another salvager. Then save up for sand skimmer fabrication. When your salvager finishes, pop open the wreck and set him onto CUs. Make another long distance miner to mine CUs. Your second production cruiser should be finished pretty soon now. Once the second production cruiser is ready, start making sand skimmers. This is where some Gamesense comes into play. Coalition LAVs are very strong, and if your opponent is making a lot of them, you'll need to get fleet capacity 45 so that you can fight them back. Otherwise, you want to get railgun fabrication as soon as possible. Railgun fabrication started at 1 minute and 50 seconds is a pretty good timing for this build. Once again, when you get to your opponent's base, deny his second base mining. You might need to get railguns a bit early because if coalition railguns pop out, you need to be ready to deal with them. The very start of the build is pretty significantly different in AGame's balance patch because of the RU cost of base burners and production cruisers. Against both Coalition and Gaussian, you're going to want to put 2 of the initial salvagers onto RUs. Then perform a quick drop on both the CU and RU salvager so that you have enough resources to make the next production cruiser. Then take the RU salvagers and put them back onto CUs. After that, the build should be the same as before. This is significantly harder, so don't feel bad if you mess it up a couple times like I did. And that's how to execute the 2 production cruiser rail rush. I expect you all to become rail rushing demons out there. Until next time, this is Bozo Cow, signing off.